Back on Game Day scoreboard, where the Miami Machine has churned out another winner after spotting 14 points to the winless Carolina Panthers. Miami answering with 35 unanswered, an eventual 42-21 victory. Raheem Mostert going for $115 and 3 all-purpose house calls. And for more, we head out to our man in the booth in Miami, Trent Green, joining us with his thoughts. Trent, an embarrassment of riches, that is, and depth and talent really on display here for Miami. Even without that back in Devon Achane that's put up so many numbers, we see them produce from so many different places. What did the Miami Dolphins tell you here on Sunday?
Well, I love how you said the Miami Machine keeps rolling, because that's exactly what they do. They had 2 starting offensive linemen that missed this game, and as you said, Achane missed this game as well. But they just keep finding pieces. Tyreek Hill leading the NFL in receiving, 165 yards or 163 yards receiving and a touchdown. He keeps it going. Mostert over 100 yards. Tua with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. It's just phenomenal what they're able to do, and the ball comes out of his hands quickly, so you're not able to get pressure on Tua. Over 70% complete coming in, and he just continued that. It started off slow. As much as Mike McDaniel wanted to preach to us that there wasn't going to be any kind of lull, that this team had a really good week of practice, he labeled their best week of practice. They did come out a little flat in that first quarter, and Carolina took advantage of it, jumping out to a 14-0 lead. But that second quarter started, and there was no looking back.
We're talking about an offense that leads the NFL in rushing yards, leads the NFL in passing yards, leads the NFL in explosive plays, leads the NFL in scoring. We could go on with what this offense has really established. But Trent, is this a run-first offense when we're looking at it? They're high-flying, but does it start with the run in Miami?
I don't know if it starts with the run, but it's nice to have that balance. It's anytime you can lead the league in rushing and in passing, which they're doing. It's the last time it happened was 1941, so it's been a long time that anybody's ever been able to do that, and they're finding that great balance. Today's game, 30 rush attempts, 32 pass attempts. So having balance with the run, having balance especially inside the red zone, that gives the defense reason to pause. And I think if you can do that under normal circumstances in older style of football, run first to establish the pass. But I think this team really passes first to establish the run, because all that motion and movement, everybody getting to the outside, next thing you know, it's handed off and away they go.
Yeah, fear of number 10 flying by you. 17 can do just the same. A thought here on the other side, Bryce Young still efforting his first career win, and patience will be a virtue for that fan base, for everyone involved with that process of maturation for Young. But what can you tell us about the young quarterback? I mean, you're seeing a platform, not to get too granular, that looks uncomfortable right now. What are the early signs, positive and negative, out of Young for you?
Well, I think the thing that Frank Reich told us this week is he wants to see constant improvement. He knows with a young quarterback, anytime you throw a young quarterback in there right away, there is going to be ups and downs. This is a way of the maturation process and understanding the league and understanding the speed of the league and defenses and schemes, all of those things. So he understands that. He just wants to see improvement every week. I think this week we did see improvement. We saw improvement last week against Detroit, where he had the most passing yards and 3 touchdown passes. Today, no turnovers. That was important for him, not throwing the ball in the other team's hands, not having the interceptions. I think accuracy early on. Later in the game, they started getting pressure on him. You got to remember, this Miami defense had 7 sacks last week against the Giants. Today, they had 4 sacks against Bryce Young. A lot of those coming after the first quarter when the success was happening for the Carolina Panthers. I like some of the change-up that Vic Fangio did, the defensive coordinator of the Dolphins, how he was able to get pressure on Bryce Young. But I thought overall, you've got to be happy with the progress that Bryce Young has made. They have the bye week coming up, so they get to correct some things. They get to get some guys back healthy, and then there's a stretch of games that they can win. And I think that's the thing you've got to focus on if you're Carolina and that staff.
Trent, we appreciate your work. As always, a fantastic job on CBS on the call here for another Miami victory. Thank you.
All right, I appreciate it. Yep, thanks.
And don't forget, this season, it's your team with ours. It's the CBS Sports streaming on Paramount Plus. Every game you want to see in your pocket. Enjoy it on Paramount Plus.